Hi, what's up guys, and welcome back to Shakespeare's Stratford on Avon. So we're going to show you around the city and show you a few places of interest before we do the all-night paranormal at Falstaffs Tavern.
This is where Shakespeare lived. He's buried not half a mile away from here in the church, just down the road. I'm standing outside William Shakespeare's house. As you all know, he wrote a lot of the most famous plays there. Some people say they find it difficult to understand it, but I think if you read it and watch it, you find that some of them are very dark, but some of them are very, very, very humorous. And people should really try reading him or seeing some of his plays or his films, because you'd be very, very surprised. I was surprised how much I enjoyed it. But yeah, this is his house where he lived. I've never actually been in the house, but probably it's all very much exactly the same as it was. Very old. Yeah, this is his house.
Okay, so we're here in Stratford on Avon, Shakespeare's home, to tell you briefly the story about William Shakespeare, and then we're going to do the overnight paranormal at Falstaffs Tavern, and we'll tell you a little bit more about who Falstaff was later. So he was the son of a glove maker, Shakespeare, and he took the gloves and went down to London. His parents thought he was going to try and sell the gloves on a market stall in London, and he actually then decided to hire a little attic room, write a script and open his own little play acting theatre. So his family thought he was away in London selling gloves and making money for them, and he was actually writing scripts and trying to get his plays on the stage.
Which was about a Danish king. He had a vision of ghost of his dead father, who nobody else believed, and he kept talking to him. Probably one of his most famous plays, I would have thought. And probably one of the most famous lines. A lot of people get it wrong, but that is Hamlet.
When Shakespeare moved to London and started the Globe Theatre, he put one of his very first plays on, and his family had no idea about it. Some adverts circulated their way up to Stratford on Avon, and that's how his wife found out that he was actually writing plays and putting them on in London. So she hired a horse and cart, and she went down to London to confront him and say, what the hell is going on? You're meant to be here selling family gloves and making money, and you're opening a theatre, what is going on? So she wasn't very happy, and there was a great almighty argument about it, and that inspired him to write one of his plays, The Taming of the Shrew, which was basically him teaching his wife to shut the up and let him get on with his thing.
Yeah, I mean, Shakespeare's plays, there's a lot of ghosts in them. I suppose the most notable one is, everybody knows, is Macbeth, Banquo's ghost. I hope I've got that right, because somebody will correct me if I am. But only he sees him after he's had him killed off. There's Hamlet, where he sees the ghost of his father at the top of the castle, and there's quite a few other ghost stories in it, and a lot of them are quite dark, a lot of his plays, but some of them are quite humorous, but yeah, I'm sure he was quite well into the paranormal world, because he was well aware of ghosts and things like that, and he put a lot of them into his plays.
So Shakespeare and his wife didn't get on at all, so Shakespeare found a mistress in London, and he fell in with a crowd of other playwrights, which included Ben Jonson, who wrote Bartholomew Fair, Christopher Marlowe, who wrote Dr. Faust, and other playwrights that were around at that time. They all hung out together, they used to write together, share ideas, they used to go to the tavern together, and they'd over a beer, over a quart of ale, or they'd discuss ideas. Christopher Marlowe went down the darker route and started writing poetry and plays which contained Satan and the devil in quite a lot, and he was murdered at a very young age, and they never found out who murdered him. So it makes you wonder, were people against the occult and that kind of thing? It's so much that they would kill a playwright. Shakespeare went on to do very well with his Globe. It just expanded and expanded, and he had 3 children with his wife. He had a daughter and then he had twins, a boy and a girl, and he made regular visits back here to his home, Stratford on Avon. Shakespeare had twins, a boy and a girl, and he came home to Stratford one weekend, and his daughter had fell seriously ill. She was almost dead, and he was very, very concerned, very worried about her, so he called the local physician out to see to her. Then she started getting well again, so Shakespeare thought it was time for him to return to London to continue his plays at the Globe. Whilst he was in London putting his new play on at the Globe, his son Hamnet fell seriously ill. He caught the same disease that his sister had, and unfortunately he died very suddenly. Shakespeare was then summoned back to Stratford on Avon from London, and he was absolutely heartbroken. He couldn't believe that his son, his 12-year-old son, had been taken in such a manner, and he then based some of his tragedy plays around that experience.
Yeah, I was talking about Shakespeare's darker side, because there are a lot of dark things in his plays. There are a lot of deaths in his plays, a lot of murders. If you ever want to watch a film which is connected with Shakespeare, a horror film, it's called Theatre of Blood. It was in the 1970s with Vincent Price. Vincent Price plays a Shakespearean actor who, every time he does a Shakespeare play, he's absolutely slaughtered by the critics, the theatre critics, and basically he gets rid of them in different Shakespeare plays, and it's a fascinating story because how he does it. He comes back from the dead and he gets rid of the bodies. It's a good film. Slightly darker side of Shakespeare, but there are a lot of deaths in Shakespeare's plays, you'll see by the film. Yeah.
But William Shakespeare actually died on his birthday, and he was brought back to Stratford and buried in this church right here. He never got along with his wife, and he sadly lost his son Hamnet, which he was really saddened by, because he had started to teach Hamlet to write and to read, and Hamlet had already started to write, scribble little bits of poetry, and who knows, if Hamlet Shakespeare had have lived, we could have had a second great playwright as great as William Shakespeare. These are some of the oldest graves in Stratford Church. These graves have probably been moved away from the original plot sites and propped up along here to make an entrance lining towards the church door. But these are all pieces of graves that would have been here and date back to the time of Shakespeare. And there's graves on both sides, pieces of graves. You can still see writing and initials in some of them. So they've actually made like a footpath out of ancient gravestones. And there's one here that's really got a lot of features still on it. So we are now going to head to the darker and spookier side of Stratford and spend the night at Falstaffs Tavern. So tonight we're going to spend the night at Falstaff's Tavern. So who was Falstaff? So Falstaff was the landlord in Stratford on Avon who ran the biggest and the best tavern, and it's the place where Shakespeare used to come for a drink when he was home. Falstaff was Shakespeare's very best friend. They hung out together all their lives, and he actually featured Falstaff in a couple of his plays. So we're going to spend the night there because Falstaff's Tavern is still there and it's open as a museum during the daytime, and we're going to do the paranormal in there tonight and see what we pick up. So come along with us for this spooky Stratford experience. And tonight's attraction is Mr. Andrew Spookman doing his best performance of... What are we doing tonight, Andy?
Alas, poor Yorick, I knew him well. Now is the winter of our discontent. I can't remember it, you know, I can't remember anymore.
We'll just do the motions. That's it. Is this Richard III?
I think so. I hope it is, or it's just me with a backpack.
And what about the other one you could do, Macbeth? Is this a dagger I see before me?
Is this a dagger I see before me?
Okay, so Andy's going to try and provoke some ghosts to come forward tonight at Falstaff's Tavern with his best Shakespearean acting that we've ever seen. What's up, everyone? So we're here in Stratford on Avon at Shakespeare's Falstaff's Tavern where he used to come for a drink. So we're going to have a walk around and we're going to do a little bit of paranormal on the way. So we'll show you guys around. Alright, go that way now. It's alright, just go. So this is the passageway. Beautiful gardens. They've set it up exactly as it used to be back in the day, as much as they possibly can. So we're going to go upstairs now to the old part of the house.
I'll put Spirit Talker on one.
Yeah, okay. Very dark and very creepy and very spooky, guys. Very active. So up you go, Andy. Up you go.
Yeah.
Andy's going to go up. And we're going to follow. We're going to run Spirit Talker to see if we pick anything up whilst we're on our way around. If you hear some voices, there's a couple of other ghost busters in here tonight, apart from us. Do you want to go back up to the attic room, Andy, and try up there like the lady said? Just see first to make sure there's nobody. So we've got medicine. These are statues.
Well, the Spirit Talker, I mean, where did you get one of those from?
That's on your phone, that's an app.
You get it on your phone?
Yeah, you get it on your phone. You can download it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to make it, to make it work, you have to ask the question.
Dr. John D.
No.
Doing his
What you do
magical
is,
star chart.
I tell you what, come down to the base room later.
Shall we have a
I'll
look,
show
see if we
you.
can get
Okay.
upstairs?
Do you want to download one now?
There's the people up there.
Yeah.
I can go down. Let's go down here and film those Elizabethan costumes and stuff. And just keep Spirit Talker running.
Yeah, but
Right, let's have a look. Maybe even round here. You can probably get something. It's costumes. Are there any spirit people here who would like to come forward? Show themselves on camera? This is Andy. If you'd like to sit beside him.
quite happy if you want to talk through this.
These will sit on the toilet.
I can't protect you.
Oh, that's nice to know.
Yeah, well, why not?
Was that your Spirit Talker?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was mine, I thought it was fish one.
You can't protect me.
Can't protect him from what?
Protect me from what? What can you not protect me from?
Building's very creaky, guys, if you can hear any noises in the background. Was it you who came through the Ouija board earlier on with the usual messages you have for Andy?
Because you're not scaring me in the slightest, because I know There's nothing you can do. I'm too much protected for that, and I can always deal with you.
There's Henry VIII look on the floor.
That's probably
Henry VIII. So this would have been Elizabeth
If you're the
I's
person
costume.
who contacted me upstairs, can you give me another message? Struggle.
Explain what you mean.
Explain what you mean by struggle. What do you mean by struggle? Do you struggle? Oh, maybe this is that woman.
Oh, what we've
I
just
can't-
connected with upstairs,
I
you
can't
mean?
protect you.
Yeah, it
'Cause
might
she'd
be.
have absolutely had somebody trying to...
Yeah, because this is ground floor
Obviously,
now,
she'd
isn't
have
it?
had somebody who looked after her, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
I can't protect you. Struggle. There was a struggle, so it would have been...
So it would have been
because
out
this is
here in the
downstairs,
corridor, wouldn't
isn't
it? You know, on the street.
Yeah.
But look at that bed there, though. I mean, how old is that bed? Let's just have a look at it. That's really old, that bed. What if this was one of the beds that was here when this place was used as a brothel? Because it's so old, isn't it? You don't know.
Do you know, it's really quiet down here. It's probably a good place for doing EVP.
Don't it? Yeah, well, then it's in the bag if you want to get it out.
Go in here.
Yeah.
Really quiet.
Alright, it's just in my backpack if you want to get it out. So that's Elizabeth I, I think. She's not real. In my backpack, just get it out there. It's a typical medieval dining table, what they would have had on the table back in those days. Pewter jugs and plates. Worry, yeah, it is, so it's all making sense. So let me just explain to the guys what we picked up upstairs when we did the seance earlier. Because the top floor was used as a brothel, we picked up on a Victorian prostitute who was afraid for her life because a man had chased her down the corridor and treated her badly and attacked her. So the messages we're getting through right now relate to that.
Okay. So, I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to turn this on. If you want us to hear your voice, you can speak through that red light. We can hear your voice. You can tell us anything you want to tell us. Were you the lady we spoke to upstairs? Or is this or is somebody else here? Anybody who wants to talk, just talk into that red light and we can hear your voice.
I'm beside you.
Oh, okay, she's beside you.
I just got real. Do you know you get chills?
She says, I'm beside you. So it is the prostitute. What's your name, please?
Oh, it's so cold.
See if we can get her name.
My eyes are filling up.
So it's the lady, the Victorian lady who was brutally attacked in the alleyway when she was running away from a bad client.
Can you tell us your name? I'm not here to harm you, I know I'm a man, and I'm not here to harm you in the slightest. Total respect for you. No matter what you did.
That was me. That's not paranormal.
If you earned your living, probably you had no choice.
Come and sit here and tell us your
Total
story, what
respect for you.
happened.
I'm so sorry for what happened.
It's like the Whitechapel murders, isn't it?
I know it's probably hard, but can you tell us what happened?
Don't provoke us.
I won't.
If you don't want to talk about it, you don't need to.
I didn't believe this.
provoke us. I didn't
Think that's
believe
something
this.
else?
I'll tell you.
What do you think it is?
There's something else here.
Okay. Like, what do you think?
Not demonic. Something nasty.
It's like something in control. Someone in control.
There's something nasty. There's some
Above.
Above.
above. Oh, do you know, I was just going to say to you when you go upstairs.
Okay. Can we go this way up? Yeah, we can. It's a bit of a maze, this place, guys, so we're just going to find our way around. And we're just going to look out for orbs too, so keep a lookout on the screen. And if you see anything, you know, white orb, that's the torchlight through the window there, so it's not that. You will know if you see an orb because it's like a shooting star, it goes very fast. Oh, right, that way, is it? Let's go through the curtains or not. There are some statues about, guys, so if you see any things leering into the camera, apart from me and Andy, it'll be those wax dummies and things they've got scattered about too.
Don't provoke us.
Yeah,
I don't believe this.
yeah, it did.
And I was just going to say to you, but
John Jeffries, who was he? Because his name, was he the one that they named the Falstaff character after, Shakespeare? So John Jeffries owned this place when it was a tavern back in the day of Shakespeare. Shakespeare used to come drinking here whenever he was at home at Stratford. And he wrote him into three of his plays. Lord have mercy upon your soul.
I was just about to say.
Can we go in these, or are these? Secret Life of the Tudors, the Plague Doctor. So there's going to be a plague doctor's going to jump out on us up here somewhere. I can just feel it. There he is, look. There he is, the plague doctor. There's always a plague doctor.
Yeah, just said go what you said.
Okay, so let's go where we're being led then. Spirit wants to lead us up. That's where we go. Witch trials. Witch trials. Okay. Alright, so we'll go up on the ladder. A little busy up here at the minute, it's like a public thoroughfare. There's a lot of people coming up and down. Should we go through the other way for a bit? Let's go back through there. We haven't done that bit yet, properly. Let's go through here. What about here, Andy? Like Dr. John Dee's work table. Like it's always... Like Shakespeare's quill, isn't it? Do you want to go back to that Dr. John Dee bit? Because it's quite significant, isn't it, really, to what we do? You know, because that was the name of this place.
The 3 tons.
Yeah, so everyone knows it now as Falstaff's Tavern, but it was actually called the 3 Tons back in its day. But we're going to go through here because it's quiet and we've got more chance of picking up. There's the plague doctor again. So, do you want to run some?
Is there anywhere you want us to go? Anything you need to tell us again?
Maybe you can show yourself in any of the doorways. Come through the door, let us know that you're here. If you want our help. Or if you just want to talk to us.
Anybody wants to talk to us? Just go straight there. Don't provoke us, I don't believe this above.
Does that not sound like an argument going on between two people?
I don't believe this. Don't provoke us. Sorry, it said, I'm beside you. Don't provoke us. I don't believe this. And above.
So we're above. At the minute, we're on the first floor.
So we're on the first floor. Is this where you want us to be?
Because if this was a brothel, they would have used all the floors. It wouldn't have just been the attic.
Is this where you want us to be? If this is where you want us to be, can you tell us whereabouts? Are we in the right place?
Have you got the EMF meter in your hand there? Oh, it's in your pocket. I'm sure it just flashed then. Something just caught my eye light, so I think it flickered up.
Are we in the right place? If you want us, if you need to be telling us where you want us to go.
See if you can knock on this door. Can you knock back?
If you want us to go back
Do you want to run EVPs in here while it's quiet?
Yeah.
And I'll keep shut and just film. Go and ask out, guys, and see if anybody answers back to us. There is a little bit of background noise because some of the paranormal people are in here, but we've got a quiet spot, so we're going to run this now.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to say? Tell us, because you've gone really quiet since you said above. So we have gone up. If it's the lady we were communicating with earlier, has somebody frightened you away? Because there's no need to be afraid. You can't harm me anymore. And you don't have to stay here. You want our help to move on. You just have to say help.
What was that? I heard like a ooh. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
You heard it, yeah?
Yeah.
So we must have picked that up on there.
That'll pick that up. If that was you, could you do that, make that noise again? If you want our help, just say help. Do you know you're dead?
Were you murdered? Just go down the corridor, guys. See if we get any orbs coming through the door. So basically upstairs we got through a Victorian prostitute who used to work. Let's see if we've got anything back.
Is there anything else you want to say? Tell us, because you've gone real quiet since you said above. So we have gone up. If this is the lady we were communicating with earlier, has somebody frightened you away? Because there's no need to be afraid. You can't harm me anymore. You don't have to stay here. If you want our help to move on, you just have to say help.
That there. That sounds like a voice trying to say something. But I heard it with my ear. That.
To move on, you just have to
that's spirit that,
Don't
because
say
that's what
help.
spirits. Well, that's what spirit sounds like.
To move on, you just have to say help.
It's a sound. Maybe they're trying to say that, but it might be difficult, mightn't it, because they're on a different wavelength to us.
You just have to say help.
That's definitely a spirit voice, that, because we picked up a spirit voice at Brioniga, do you remember the mortuary?
Someone must have picked that up on there. I'll pick that up.
So we heard the same thing
There's
at
no door opening as well.
a door opening. There's no doors here. Not on this floor.
Yeah. You heard it, yeah? Someone must have picked
Oh,
that up on
yeah.
there. I'll pick that up.
It
Someone's
sounds like a
tapping.
door creaking, doesn't it?
Someone's tapping. It's either tapping or a door opening, but there's no doors.
There's no doors on this floor.
I heard like a room. Did you hear that? Yeah. You heard it, yeah? Someone must have
Yeah.
picked that up on there.
So what is that tapping?
There's nothing that can make that noise.
No, there isn't.
There's nothing.
No, there isn't.
It was like a...
We need to play that back downstairs when we have the group meeting and let them know we've heard. It sounds like an old door creaking open, you know, a rickety one that's...
If you want our help, just say help. Do you know you're dead? Are you murdered?
Yes, we definitely got that then. Alright, we've got 10 more minutes left to film, so let's just go and have a walk up here. Don't want to miss any areas. So we definitely got a voice then, guys, because it sounds exactly like the one we got at Brioniga, North Wales Abandoned Hospital when we were calling out in the mortuary.
That's not fun.
That's spirit, because I've got used to the sound of what spirit, when they're trying to communicate, sounds like now. Nothing like us.
I've not had a thing come through on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prithee, take a seat to further necessary. I guess that's the toilet. That was the toilet, look at that. I've got an obsession with toilet seats. I've got to stop filming toilet seats. People think I'm weird. Why would people think I'm weird?
I don't know, it's better than some abandoned ones, isn't it?
Abandoned toilet seats. Yeah, but I film them and all, this is the thing.
If there's anyone here, can you make the REM pod? Can you make the EMF reader go red?
Let's go and see if there's still people going on. Yeah, let's go up to this room now.
You wandered off.
Okay. So we're just going to climb these stairs. Up to the attic. This is where we picked up before on the seance. Victorian prostitutes came through to tell us a story. You're on your own, Andy. Is anybody else up here? What? Okay, yeah, it's alright, got it. So where did you want to go and sit? Yeah, alright, go on. We've got limited time in this place, guys, because someone's locked it for us. Your back's on fire. That's like what that lady felt earlier on. You know, the lady earlier on felt similar. This is the seance room, guys. Where we had the seance earlier. Alright, go in there then.
So I don't know what to use it for, but
We'll see what you pick up when you go in.
it's a pyramid as well.
Is it? Oh, it should give you some energy then. Let's look at the floor in it. That's what she said, be careful with the floor. I'm going to film you through the net curtain. That looks really spooky. It's got cobwebs on it, look.
The cat ball's gone off on the table.
It has. Well, there is somebody there, but I don't think he's set it up.
So, I don't care. I I feel on fire.
Really? Do you want to turn around and let me check it?
I don't know my top's on.
Just pull your top up.
Right at the top on.
Pull it right up.
Right on the top on the shoulder blade.
So you have to pull it right up. You have to pull it right up.
Right there. Right at the top. It's hot.
It looks a bit red, but there's no scratch marks or anything like that.
It just feels like burn.
Yeah. Just looks a little bit red, that's all. But maybe we'll look later on and see if anything comes up.
As soon as I walked up here, I could feel it on that doorway. And that's going off as well. Okay. Who was it? That's gone. I've not had a word off that since we were downstairs.
No, it's gone quiet now, isn't it?
I'll do an EVP anyway, man.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I'm recording. So your shoulders come above. We've come up. He said, don't provoke us. You were beside us. So, I was talking to that device. I'll make that light up. I was speaking to the... Speaking to that red light and we can hear your voice. Am I sat in your chair? In the pyramid? Who are you? Okay, you have my permission to touch me, scratch me, whatever you want, pull my beard. Make any kind of communication whatsoever, like those lights upon the table. Speaking to you.
Something's going off. The REM pod's going off. I don't know if someone's setting it off or not. I'll have to have a look. No, there can't be anyone setting that off. There's nobody walking towards it. It's going off anyway, and there's one guy sat there, we're here, and there's people at the other side. There's no one setting that off. No. See if any of these devices go off now then.
There's not been a word come through that.
So perhaps whoever it is over that side. Because don't forget, if she's a frightened lady, then she's not going to come too close to people, is she?
There's two men. That's not said a word.
It's not done anything since we came up.
It's not said a word since we were downstairs.
Do you know what I think? She might be frightened if there's men around, if she's a prostitute who's been attacked or something like that in the Victorian times. You know, like the Jack the Ripper Whitechapel thing. And maybe that's why. Let's see if we get any orbs anyway. If there's any spirit people would like to come forward. If the lady is still here, would you like to come forward and show yourself? I think we're going to go back down now. Don't forget your bag. Alright, so we'll have one final film round. Just in case we get anything.
Very quiet.
Yeah, as Ante, we thought that. We had, with picked up a voice on the first floor that we think is a lady saying help. So we're going to play it back after downstairs and see.
I'm not sure what it sounded like a door creaking. Like a sucking tapping.
This attic is insane. Right, this is going to be good now. We'll climb down here with 2 torches and a camera. Got to go backwards, remember? Then we don't get a bollocking in it. Alright. These are all chip steps or something. Alright, we're down. We're down. Statues everywhere. It's one of them places you turn a corner and you just freak out because there's something else.
Come down now,
Alright,
guys.
we're coming down.
Yeah, I've got to get here.
Alright guys, so we'll have to switch it off and leave it there. Okay guys, so we're back doing haunted camping again and we're having a fire pit. A few people have been asking us why we have taken a break from YouTube. So we're both going to give our reasons for why we've stepped back and took a little break for the last few weeks.
Yeah.
So Andy, people have been asking why.
Yeah, I just felt as though we'd worked really hard on it over the past 18 months, 2 years to get it going and that. And then suddenly it creeps up on you and it takes over your life and you're working 5 days a week. You're doing Saturdays and Friday nights going out. You're not doing anything at the weekend because you're spending all your time doing YouTube and stuff like that. Then you're spending the week editing and it just gets to a point where you like it takes your life over and you need to step back and get back doing the important things in life, what you enjoy doing as well. So for the moment we're gonna still do the paranormal and stuff like that. We're not stopping it completely, but we're just probably not putting as much stuff out as we have been doing because, well, it sometimes can be stressful when you're trying to get stuff out and stuff like that, and it's sometimes hard for people to understand how much, because you can do a 2-hour filming, and by the time you've edited it down, you're 3/4 of an hour. Then you've also got you getting to where you're going doing your stuff and coming back, so you can be talking another 2-3 hours. So it's like, you just find you just do not have any time for us together, and that was what we're doing. But I do think we're doing the paranormal and stuff and things like that. I do think we possibly picked something up because our moods were changing, weren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I'll let you have what you think about it.
Okay, so I think for me there was something very dark was creeping on, something very negative was starting to attach itself, I think, to us. And I know we've been in some really dark places, we've been to East Drive twice and slept on the floor there, and we're always up at Pendle Hill, all different times of the year. We've been in various places where there's been some really bad spirits attached and things like that, and also Andy studies occult and demonology books, and also has been trying some of those rituals, and myself too, when I do personal witchcraft ritual circles, I can summon different things to come forward to help, and aid with spells. And I do think something dark latched onto us for a little while, because I found that we were just getting very argumentative and very, not just with each other, but with other people around us, family members, friends, and people that we work with. And it just was out of character and out of nature for us to be like that, because we've always been the kind of people that help other people in the past. We've done counselling courses, and we've done voluntary work, and we've done Samaritans, and we've done all this stuff 24/7, reaching out and helping other people. And even now we've
both do mental health aid work, you know, and it's like I felt like we were changing. I felt like we were like becoming really dark, negative, like addicted to this occult in a way. It was starting to take over. So I feel like we needed to step back and have a breather and have a bit of space and just do the other things that we like doing, like camping, and mountain biking, and just generally travelling around, seeing other things of interest, history, and you know, other things besides. It had just become purely paranormal, and I got a little bit frightened with it because I saw what happened to my dad when I was younger. He also got very into sort of Ouija boards and the dark side of the paranormal, and we had some really bad sort of crap happening to the family, you know, and within the house and within the family itself. And I do think that if you could attract these negative energies, they can make some really bad stuff happen in your life. So I think it was time for us just to take a little breather, step back. You know, I mean, there's some places that we go to we absolutely love, like the Lancaster Lunatic Asylum. We love that place so much. But having been there 5 or 6 times now, and I keep getting drawn back, it's like a magnet pulling me back. I think, why am I being pulled back to the lunatic asylum? Is there something there that wants me there? I don't know. And we've just needed to break away from it and just, you know, have a bit of space. But we're back, and we will be doing a couple of videos a month, whether it's abandoned or whether it's Dogman or whether it's paranormal or haunted camping. There'll be something coming out every month, and we just want to thank everyone for subscribing and watching and commenting and keeping in touch with us and supporting us. And you know, thank you to everybody. And yeah, we're going to continue, but we're just going to be taking some little breaks here and there. So thank you all.